another gadget report. Let's talk gadgets. And today I bring good news. Well, for me, this is good news. And it's about KLM. You know, I like KLM. It was the first airline I've ever flown with, and I had a very good experience. But unfortunately, I stopped traveling with them because they had a partnership with an airline that I didn't like at all. And today, I am here to announce that I was checking KLM's website, as I always do, and I found that that partnership does not exist anymore. And if you want to fly Australia with KLM, you can now and even get a good airline in the process. So let's talk gadgets and let's talk KLM. Let's find out what flights you get. Let's talk about KLM. Let's go. Um, KLM, as you know, it was the first airline I've flown with. I had a fantastic experience. I still say that I have to say and thank you to the KLM crew on that flight from Lisbon to Amsterdam because I think uh, they are the ones to blame for this passion of mine for aviation and everything gadgets. That's how I used to call them, and I still do. And I think they definitely have the blame for all of that because they made me feel so good inside of that aircraft. They were so supportive. They were so friendly. That obviously I had an amazing experience, and even the partnership at the time and the flights that came after were not as pleasant. Overall, I think KLM still was still a great airline, and I still liked it. So, um, and then I did not fly with them because of that partnership. I already said it was with Malaysia Airlines. I did not like the experience I had with Malaysia Airlines. I did not like Kuala Lumpur Airport at all. Um, and therefore, I stopped flying with KLM. I started flying with another of my favorites, British Airways. And I honestly, I never flew KLM again. But now I may consider it because KLM now flies and has code share with, for example, Qantas. Um, if you want to go through the US, you have with Delta Airlines. Obviously, it would be a longer trip because you would have to go through LAX, but who knows? You may still, if you keen in going through the US, you can choose that. I'm looking because I'm looking at the flights and I'm looking at the screen. You can use also Finnair and Korean Air. So all airlines that are well rated. I've never flown with Finnair or Korean Air. I know they are well rated, but as I mentioned before, uh, sometimes an airline may be rated on top and they may not be the best. For me, that's certainly the truth. I consider a lot of criteria. I'm very meticulous choosing my airlines, and definitely lots of things come to mind when I choose an airline. So Jetstar, even our Jetstar, you can have, for example, if you go through Singapore, most of these flights would be, and I'm looking, for example, at Sydney, Amsterdam, which if you go to KLM's website, you'll see that is one of the popular destinations, is one of the popular flights. So that's what people are looking for at the moment. And with Jetstar, they have a deal now for $1,095. So this is, and they say there's only 2 seats left for this fare. Obviously, I'm not booking. And it will be 35 hours, 55 minutes, the total trip, and stops at Singapore. With Korean Air, the full trip will be slightly less, 32 hours and 5 minutes, and the transfer would be in Seoul. Then Delta, as I said, 32 hours, and you will have to go through LAX. There's another one with slightly less hours, and with Delta also 28 hours and 50 minutes. So not much difference, but still a slight difference. And Finnair, with Finnair, again transfer in Singapore, which is the cheapest flight at the moment at 953 Australian dollars. So, and also two seats left, so we can see why. So the two cheapest flights, the three cheapest flights, because another one of the cheapest ones is with Qantas, and you will find that is $1,000 and 20. So all of these flights, and you have all of these options with KLM. Unfortunately, you can't get a KLM flight all the way from Amsterdam to Sydney, but I believe this code share, it's quite reasonable, it's quite good. And for example, if you have one of your favorites, I know one of my favorites is Qantas. I like Qantas, even though the airline is going through a not so good period at the moment. That doesn't take away from the fact that I like the airline, and I wish the airline the best, and I wish the airline to go back to its former glory. Jetstar is a very good airline. I've flown Jetstar, and I think Jetstar is quite decent. Never flew the Delta Airlines and the other ones, but this is to say that you have more choice, and then you can just go. And the flights, I can see with KLM, the flights at the moment, they are reasonably priced. Of course, if you go into December, you will get crazy prices, but that's always the case, which tells me that you should avoid those big times and fly outside those big times. So today I decided to talk about this just to let you know, if you are a fan of KLM, just like I am, but for some reason you didn't like a previous partnership, just like I did, there's light. There's options. KLM now has changed, and the partnerships have also changed. So you can also go in their website and choose whatever flight you fancy with whatever airline you want to do. So I hope you like this. I hope you are as happy as I am, because I'm actually really happy, and I'm happy with the pricing. I'm really happy with what I can see on the screen. So I think it's another option to consider. So I hope you liked it. So for today, I hope you like this gadget on board. I hope you like a fun gadget, and that you are so happy about this new or this KLM partnerships as I am. I'm certainly very happy. I think it's a very good choice from them. I know they were a good airline, and honestly, it was sad that I stopped flying with them, because, as I said, that first flight was seriously good. And I really liked the treatment, the way I was treated, the way people, the service, everything was really good. And even the ground staff at Schiphol, they were really amazing. Obviously, it was my first flight. I was not very sure of what to do. And I had to go and get boarding pass. I did not have the boarding pass for the next leg of my flight. This was in 2003, by the way, 20 odd years ago. And I needed to go to the desk and get the boarding pass. It was a bit confusing for me. Obviously, it isn't now, but back then it was my first time flying, was my first time outside Portugal. So it was kind of confusing, but they made it really simple. I just went to the desk, everything was sorted in a few minutes, everything was really good. And I got my boarding pass all the way to Sydney with no issues. and it was simple, and people were very friendly. I can say it was everything was really good, and I really liked the airline. And the reason I stopped flying with them was because of that partnership with Malaysia Airlines, which I honestly didn't like at all. So I stopped. Um, so I hope you are happy. If you already tried it, if you already flied with Malaysia Airlines, and you know, and you didn't like it, let me know what was your experience. Or if you are actually very happy with these new partnerships, and if you already tried one of these flights, let me know. Let me know your experience. What was your experience with KLM, and what was your experience with the other airline that was code sharing with KLM? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I would like to know, since obviously it's been a long time since I don't fly with KLM. I would like to know the opinion of those who are doing it right now. So, and if you have any suggestion of a topic that you would like to see me talking about in these gadget reports, let me also know in the comments below, and I will be very happy to accommodate those. And put a like on the video and subscribe to the channel with a little click on the bell, so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.